State House of Representatives is expected to fast-track school vouchers this session after the state Senate passed a version of the program last week.
Though it's a topic on the minds of many Texans, many are still confused on what school vouchers mean for families and for taxpayers.
KCBD News Channel 11's Madeline Hall joins us to break it all down. Madeline?
Karen and Abner, the topic of what proponents call school choice began picking up steam here in Texas more than 2 years ago. Supporters of vouchers or education savings accounts believe parents should have more of a say in where and what their children learn by expanding access to private schools.
The issue I hear mostly from parents is they are angry about woke agendas being pushed on their children.
It's not a new concept. At least 32 states across America have some form of school voucher program. That's according to America First Policy Institute. Those programs vary. Some are simply vouchers where parents can access taxpayer dollars to send their kids to private school. Others are tax credit scholarship programs where, in exchange for tax credits, businesses or individual people donate to a scholarship granting organization, which then in turn gives kids money to go to private school. Here in Texas, lawmakers want to create what are called education savings accounts. It's the same concept as vouchers, essentially giving parents access to state-supported bank accounts to then use and pay for private school.
We want our kids in Texas to have the best education in the United States of America.
An education savings account program bill was created and passed by the state Senate last week, requiring the state comptroller's office to set up and monitor the funds and comb through applications by parents. Under SB2, parents could receive $10,000 per student per year. That number increases to $11,500 for children with disabilities. It would also give homeschooling families $2,000 per student per year. Lawmakers say that money would help cover tuition and textbooks, as well as other costs like transportation.
We need to ensure that everybody and every student gets to find the pathway that's best for them, and that we make it available for parents to choose the pathway that's best for their child.
Any child already attending public school or set to attend public school is eligible for the program. Children already enrolled in private school can also apply. However, unlike public schools, there is no requirement for a private school to accept a student. That's a concern for lawmakers and parents alike who are against this legislation.
You're telling us that this bill would allow hardworking Texans, taxpaying dollars, the ability to be presented to an institution, a private institution, that could deny that student, where the Texas Constitution requires equal educational opportunities. It has a mandate for us to do that. And so I don't understand how you reconcile the two.
In their initial budget proposals, the State House and Senate set aside about $1 billion to pay for this. That would cover about 100,000 children. More than 5.5 million students were enrolled in public schools last year, according to the Texas Education Agency. That means the education savings accounts will initially only provide for about 0.2% of the state student population. That has some state senators concerned about who will actually benefit.
In terms of our public school system, it's predominantly minority now, is it not?
Correct.
Okay. And when you begin to look at our private school system, it's predominantly white right now. Is that correct?
It may still be.
So we are about to fund an education, a component of the state's education system being private schools that is currently 75% white. Is that what is about to happen?
If demand surpasses state funding, only children with disabilities and children considered under the poverty line would be eligible for the money. The state defines the poverty line as roughly a 4-person family bringing home less than $156,000 a year.
Not for millionaires, but for people who live paycheck to paycheck, which is most of the people that school choice is available for.
Again, this is all based on Senate Bill 2. The state conducted a fiscal analysis last month, which estimates the state would need to set aside $4 billion for the program by 2030. The bill does plan for accountability measures. It requires the comptroller's office to contract with the company that would audit accounts to ensure money is only used for the approved costs. There are plenty of opinions on this program from both sides. One of the loudest concerns is what the loss of enrollment in public schools will do to their funding. Attendance is directly tied to how much a public school receives from the state.
And I have your commitment that the next bill that we're going to see for education is going to be an investment in our public school teachers and into the system that's going to educate. Well, you say this is 1.7%, so back that out at 98.3%
Yes.
of the children. Is there a commitment there from you?
The state's analysis of SB2 estimates 24,500 students would leave public school for private by 2027. That number jumps to 98,000 by 2030. SB2 has only been passed through the state Senate so far. The House created its committees just today. The Senate's bill will now have to go through the House Public Education Committee to get to the floor for a vote. It's not yet clear how long that will take. Karen and Abner.